Imagine this, it's the height of the Cold War. Tensions are high. The US intelligence community gets wind that the Soviets are pouring money into something called psychotronic research. They're investigating telepathy, clairvoyance, and the ability to influence things with the mind. The CIA, not wanting to be left behind in a psi gap, decides to launch its own investigation. And so, in 1978, at Fort Meade, Maryland, Project Stargate was officially born, though its roots go back even further to the early 70s. The core of the program was a technique called remote viewing. Now, what exactly is that? Simply put, it's the practice of seeking impressions about a distant or unseen target, supposedly using extrasensory perception, or ESP. A viewer would sit in a room, sometimes with a monitor to guide them, and be given a set of coordinates, a sealed envelope with a picture, or just a vague question. Their task was to describe what they saw in their mind's eye. They'd sketch drawings, jot down sensory details, sights, sounds, smells, textures. The goal was to gather intelligence on targets they couldn't access through conventional means. Think about the implications. Spies who could see inside a secret Soviet weapons facility without ever leaving their chair. Agents who could locate a kidnapped official or find a downed aircraft just by focusing their mind. It sounds like a comic book, but for the people involved, it was serious business. The program recruited a fascinating mix of individuals, from artists and academics to military personnel. One of the most famous was a man named Ingo Swann, a New York artist who was instrumental in developing the actual protocols for remote viewing. He wanted to turn it from a spontaneous psychic event into a repeatable, trainable skill. Another key figure was Joseph M.E.K, a retired Army officer often referred to as Remote Viewer 001. His track record, according to program files, was astonishing. He claimed to have helped locate a secret Soviet submarine, describe the construction of new buildings at a nuclear facility, and even find a lost US operative. He and others like him were the psychic soldiers on the front lines of this unconventional Cold War battleground. But the missions weren't just limited to Earth. This is where it gets really strange. One of the most famous documents to come out of the Stargate files is a session from May 22, 1984. The target Mars, in a specific time period, 1 million years BC. The viewer, who we now know was Joseph M.E.K, was given a sealed envelope with just coordinates and the time frame inside. Watch the full video to find out what he viewed.